welcome to this week's edition of Canberra Metalheads. It's not just this week's edition, it's the second edition that's been put out this year. We just have been putting out a couple of clips from gigs and a few clips from our episode 100 that we did with Steve Hughes. We recorded at the base, so that's our last official episode to date. And there's a lot of people are just happy to see that Steve Hughes is alive. They're judging by the comments on YouTube. That's pretty much it. They're just like, oh, shit, okay, cool. He's still kicking mad. So even if anything, episode 100 at a bare minimum was just a proof of life episode that we were able to put out. And, this is so soon after. It seems like no time has gone by. We're doing our end-of-year wrap-up edition. So this is the end-of-year wrap-up edition 2025. With one episode this year of Canberra Metalheads. What do we got to wrap up? Well, there's a few things. There's a couple of things I need to put in the episode. Number one. Okay. If you give me $10, I'll give you a beer at the base. So it's only valid for one person per night. You're drinking my staff drink because I don't feel like having a beer when everyone goes home. That's rule number one. Okay. Rule number two.
You have to listen to the fucking podcast. Jesus Christ, Mark.
You must talk about Fight Club.
Yeah. No, rule number two is covering this off early. You have till September to listen to the audio edition of this show. After that, it's going to be YouTube only. We're getting way more views on YouTube compared to the audio edition, and to host the audio edition costs us more money every year. So if we start getting more and more episodes, we can open it back up again. But right now, because we're just putting out one every now and again sporadically, it'll just mostly be on YouTube. So Canberra Metalheads on YouTube is your best place for all of the episodes. That's all the housekeeping out of the way. Now, what do we think this year, boys? Anything that you have at the front of your list to bring up in our end-of-year edition, Jay?
Mate, we were having this discussion on the way over in the car, man. And, I've been, me and my bands and stuff, we've been on tour all year. So trying to get out and on the road as much as I can. And thanks to Scotty, he showed me that Sangue Sugarbug new album and Peeling Flesh. They're not my usual jams, but they were pretty good this year. But I think my album of the year is going to be Aversion Crown's new album, man.
Okay.
They got the singer from Black Tongue in there. What's his name? Alex. It's pretty impressive.
Early on, I think I interviewed them.
Yeah,
for the show, yeah. Met up at the back room at Basement for a gig. Did the interview.
Yeah. Been to heaps of shows this year too. It's been pretty good. Even Suffocation and Behemoth and all those guys all released new albums. I just haven't really been listening to that stuff at the moment. I kind of been recording an album, so I've kind of been insular so that I don't get too influenced by anyone else when I'm writing stuff. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
definitely poked the ears out for the Aversion's Crown because I was, Australian Band of the Year, Australian Album of the Year. It's been pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that someone can actually say the name of that Sandway Sugar Bob or whatever the fuck, because up until just before...
You mean logo band?
Yeah, up until you just said it then, I've just been pulling out my phone and showing the name to people.
I'm pretty sure Scotty had this is how you say it, Jay. Sangway, say it with me.
Yeah.
Sangway Sugar Bog.
Which is
vocal lessons from Scotty in the way you didn't expect.
It's one of them things too, because when I used to write lyrics for the band Scotty and I were in, I'd write him lyrics and I'd be like, what do you need to change? And he's like, there's too many syllables together here and I won't be able to say it. And it was just stupid grindcore stuff. And I'd be like, Scotty, it's okay. You can just make noises. Nobody's pulling you up on saying these words.
Yeah. So there's those guys are my find of the year, actually. I usually, if I just want some music on while I'm driving or whatever, I'll just go to one of their songs and hit start radio on Spotify and just fucking let it roll, because like it helps me discover a whole bunch of new artists as well. that's one thing. I mean, there's a lot of shit about Spotify at the moment not paying people, but hey, they're fucking showing me how to get new music for at the
No one's
cost.
paying anyone.
Yeah, it's
anyway.
true. It's just an example of the economy.
Like YouTube back in the day when you'd go from, this is how I found so many like just weird cult black metal bands, was like you'd come up with all the recommended videos like bands like this, but it doesn't do that anymore. So I tried to like, oh fuck, I'm not going to use Spotify anymore, and then YouTube's like sort of falling in the ranks compared to how it used to be. Like still find cool shit, but I used to sit there all afternoon and just like click on like video after video and be like, oh fuck, like, and that's how I found half them weird grindcore bands and shit. Like that's how I found like all of like the horror gore, porn gore, like all that shit was literally just like, you might like this band, and I'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? But yeah.
I love that on Bandcamp as well. If you guys use Bandcamp's suggestor thing is pretty spot on.
Yeah,
it's once you give it enough to sort of give you a pretty verse selection of shit, it's pretty good, and that's across most platforms I found.
Yeah.
But like when you just like listen to like the same three kind of bands over and over again, it's like kind of like when you listen to deathcore nowadays and like a lot of like metalcore, you just end up with like 50 bands that sound like Lorna Shore and Parkway Drive.
holy shit! I just forgot to mention. For those few audio listeners that are scraping the last bits out of the pod of what's left of fucking Podbean before they suck the last bit out of my bank account, if you're not watching this edition on YouTube, go over there. But if you are listening to it, you're joined here with Marky, JDecay, and Lukey Lucifer. So you can finally put a name to the voices. I'm sure you've worked that out at this point. I just realized that I've been staring at this screen the whole time, and not everyone will be staring at a screen the whole time. So, and also if you are staring at the screen, yes, I did log into this under Marky Comedy because my comedy Gmail account is the only one that I monetize to be able to record meetings. So that's why it worked out like this. There we go.
Nice. So have you guys been at any big shows this year? What was your big show for the year?
All right, I've got two that I want to talk about. I first of all want to say that Essence Fest was good. There was I say Luke is wearing a Destructor shirt. I've got a long sleeve shirt in the spare room ready to give to him when I see him next that I got at that gig.
Yeah,
which he
boys.
Yeah, like Glenn, the nicest, most intimidating dude I've ever done bought merch or got merch off.
My favorite guy in the Australian like black/death scene, because he's just a bloke.
Oh, dude, it was the best. Like I'm literally like, hey, I better first thing is he comes up to me and goes, I got merch for your brother, and I'm like, cool. And then a few minutes later, I'm like, hey, I better grab that merch before I forget. And he just looks at me and goes, I wouldn't have forgotten. So, that was good. And then the next minute, some chick's coming up to the bar trying to get me to make a Bloody Mary with the Destructor hot sauce. So yeah, that was good. So Essence Fest was great. It was good to see Destructor again for the first time since Heathen Fest.
Yeah,
when I was at the base. So that was rad. And there's a bunch of good bands on the bill. Band that I haven't seen in ages, Pod People, fucking killed it. And then a few weeks later, I come back and Josh was there with I Exist as well, that did another gig. So now I listen to I Exist bumper sticker to put on my pile of bumper stickers that'll never get used as bumper stickers.
Toolbox, bro.
Toolbox, that's him. And so that was sick. The official record to date for loudest gig at the base, so for the last 6 months, is Possessed, hitting 122 decibel. And
that's
sorry.
That's almost a Reign of Terror gig.
That's nearly, yeah. But the only band closest to that I forgot who the runner-up was. Well, the closest to them was only 117. So they fucking head and shoulders above every cunt. Like it's the first time that I've sold out of VB and earplugs.
Yeah, things don't normally go hand in hand.
yeah. It's just, but yeah. So that's
But to put it into perspective, a Boeing 747 taking off is like 150 decibels.
yeah.
So, like, that's close to standing on the tarmac of the airport.
Yeah. It was like legit. I was wearing pro earplugs that I normally have no trouble with, and even with those, I was still like, oh, it's starting to be uncomfortable, even with full on. But the pro ones I've got, they've got little bit like tips you can switch out. So I had still like two more two more ranges to swap it out with, but I didn't need to use those. I've never needed to use those. And at the highest level, it's like being completely deaf. So that's how good those are. But yeah, I still hadn't reached my final form, but it was starting to fucking get close.
Like us normal people that haven't used earphones for their entire life.
Yeah. It's good value for money, because a gig like that, you can at least listen to it for a week, although you're only there for like 3 hours. But yeah, so that's my standout gigs for this year. I still reckon I'm regretting not taking my decibel reader into the back room when Witch Skull played there 2 months ago, because that was very fucking hectic. But it was I think a lot less consistency. Witch Skull goes like up and down throughout the range, whereas Possessed was just fucking 100% all the time for the whole set. And they played like a headlining, like a 45-minute set or something like that, which was fucking cool. And it's the first time I've seen a singer in a wheelchair fucking belting it out. They put a ramp on the stage at the basso to get him up there, so that was cool.
Yes,
and a rad dude as well. He was just like super generous to all the bar staff and stuff. Like when they did the VIP like thing at the start, he like came and said g'day to the bar staff and shit before the like people that paid to say g'day came in. He like said hi to all the staff and shit first.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which was rad. So yeah, that was a good one. But we've got a whole bunch coming out. Really looking forward to seeing Archspire in January.
Yeah, we got Cryptops in December.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to. I think it's the 25-year anniversary of the None So Vile album. So it's going to be sick. Scotty and I will be coming up for that one.
Is that Canberra or Sydney?
Canberra.
Yeah, sick. I'll see you there.
Oh, yeah, fucking A, man. Like, it's like Canadians, man. They do tech death and bacon. Like, that's what they do well.
Nice. Yeah. Abath is doing like a Immortal only set.
Yeah, right.
Which is the night before Archspire in January. So I might go to Sydney for that and then Archspire the next day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, mad.
I wonder what era of Immortal he'll be doing.
Yeah. I think it's like a big 2-hour special. Are you guys going to Blood? Is it Blood Incantation?
No, that was that this weekend, I think. So I know Scotty went up.
Nice.
Yeah. The so we're recording this in November, but it's an end of year edition. So some of these gigs will be like either been or are closer than I said. So if I'm talking about January, it's like 2 months away. By the time you hear this, it'll be like a month away.
Yeah.
And that's without Christmas, which doesn't count as time.
Yeah. My show for the year was Guttalax, man. That was a fucking rad show. Yeah.
It's-
I like stage presence,
Yeah.
crowd participation, nice genuine dudes that wanted to preach about poop. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's my favorite fucking cocktail the bar has ever come up with. How's this for a cocktail for a themed night for Guttalax? It was a brown slushy called the Flushy.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, there's been, I think we're starting to see a resurgence in bands coming back to Australia, and I've always said that it's not that there hasn't been a lack in the last couple of years, but it always I always notice the Australian music scene and like touring scene sort of goes in like 3-year cycles where you just get bombarded with more gigs than you can afford to go to, and you just sort of have to either do it and be broke or just kick yourself and all the things. And then some years where it feels like you only go to like 2 or 3 gigs. And I feel like we're coming back into that peak of like everyone's recording new albums, everyone's coming off big European tours, and we're getting a lot of like really cool tours. Like I'm seeing a lot of tour announcements pop up where I'm like, holy fuck. And then they're like playing places like Canberra. And, like I've even seen a few Wollongong shows starting to pop up again, which is really cool. I think especially like in the punk and hardcore scene, South Coast hardcore is starting to make a bit more of an appearance again, which is fucking sick. Like I went to the I Killed the Prom Queen show, whenever that was.
So not as destructive.
Yeah. So it was cool to see. Like I was sort of like when we brought tickets, I was like, oh, I'm not sure, whether or not it's going to get a big turnout. But they did. Like I think they sold out 2 Sydney shows and 2 Melbourne shows. Like, and that was sick with a solid lineup as well. And like heaps of the usual suspects at the gigs. Like I seen a kid at the Sydney show wearing a Punch Dagger shirt, which is a band from Canberra that I used to listen to all the time. Like some of my mates were good mates with them boys. So it was cool seeing a dude in a Break a Leg shirt and was like, oh fuck, South Coast represent. Like we're back. Like
hell yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, I haven't really got any like favorite albums for this year. I've just been seeing a lot of gigs. I think live music, like you said, is becoming more of a thing. I think that things are looking up as far as crowds and stuff. Just in the last 6 months, I've noticed an increase in it. And hopefully with bands coming through and playing Canberra especially, it just keeps going. I've also noticed that a new thing that they've been doing at the Baso is on Thursday nights. I've noticed if there's no like big band bookings, they'll do like a local musos night. And I've noticed a lot of young bands using it as their first like in front of a crowd gig instead of just like band practice or whatever. And there's a lot of like dudes that are just playing, but not like new metal and shit like I'm used to hearing like young bands playing. There's dudes are playing like like doing like death metal covers and shit, but mostly deathcore, which is something that I haven't seen a new band be deathcore in years. They remind me of when I seen like Boris the Blade and fucking like Autopsy and shit when they were up and coming. So it's like a new wave of deathcore by the look of what's happening.
That's been coming for a while, man. Like, bands like Slaughter to Prevail and Lorna Shore and stuff has sort of breathed a whole lot of new life back into that scene.
Yep.
Slaughter
for sure.
Yeah,
but Shadow of Intent, Mortal Disfigurement, Disembodied Tyrant, all those dudes are starting to like pump pretty hard. Fit for an Autopsy, and that whole crowd, Carcosa, all those kind of dudes are all starting to push that scene pretty hard externally. But it's also because of the infrastructure, man. Like all the big promoters that had time off during COVID and stuff would only just be financially recovering from that downtime. You know what I mean? And only just being able to find shows that would like make it be financially viable for them to get back into the scene. Like having no one there and having the chance of everything falling apart is pretty devastating when you're investing that much money in on a hope.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's I think again one of the cool things where we're coming to that peak of the cycle again, where we're going to see it pop up. You know, a whole lot of existing promotion agencies that, you know, were the little guys just sort of doing like obscure, you know, cult bands, are now handling pretty big acts.
Yeah, big cheers to fucking your mate and those guys, Bubsy and those boys, Benji and that, with their thing. They're all doing good.
Yeah, I'm liking seeing a few other players as promoters entering the scene, making it a bit more diverse, and they're not seeming to tread on each other's toes, which is good. So that's a big part. Sorry.
I was going to say, like, it doesn't need to. It's one thing I've always sort of liked about, with the exception of a few, and I've only ever dealt with one or two of all of the people I ever dealt with when I was doing gigs, is there's a real lack of that like whole dick measuring contest thing when it comes to like music promotion. You know, like you'd get messages from other promoters and shit, be like, "Oh, holy fuck, you guys just got this guy to play. Like, that's fucking sick. We'll see you there." You know, which was always really cool, because then they bring their own. You know, it's only helping each other's scenes and crowds and gigs and shit, which is always like fucking good, man. Like, it's that whole thing. Like, don't just support one part of the band. Like, don't just go for the fucking headlining acts. You know, you go for the opening bands. It's like that. You know, you don't just go to your own shows. Go to everyone's shows.
That's why I've always appreciated you boys' ethos with that shit, man. With your group of friends and with the Metalheads Club kind of stuff, man. It's been good to see that, and just people going out and supporting each other.
Yeah, it's always handy. So that's pretty much gigs and albums wrapped up pretty nicely. I do have a follow-up from last year's Metalheads wrap-up. Jay, I've seen the latest Venom movie. It is actually good. Fuck off.
Which one? The latest one?
Oh,
not the Let There Be Carnage. I haven't seen the third one.
Oh, okay. So I
thought you were talking about the one with.
Oh
with
no! So the last episode, I was about to go and watch the latest Venom movie at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It got rained out. Didn't get to see it because it was at that outdoor cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out. Look, it doesn't help my point that it's good. It came out for free on streaming platforms soon after, and I watched it because I think I remember in the last episode you were just like, "Oh man, yeah, see what you think of it." Like, but I was just like, "No, it was actually good." Only because I went into it with not high expectations. So maybe if you're like Jay and you actually know the fucking backstory and all that shit, but if you're a dumb fuck like me and you just go like, action," then it's good.
Yeah, but I think the same thing can be said about most continued franchise or like. Sure. You know, adaptation, like most comic book movies, like things they make from comics now, where like if you're just into like cinematic fucking shit blowing up and cool CGI, then yeah, fuck, everything's awesome. But like, if you're trying to follow like, you know, actual storyline and, you know, characters and all that sort of shit, and you're like, why is that guy here? He doesn't belong here. You know, you can get fucking riled up about it pretty quickly.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the most metal movie that came out last year that I could talk about. So
fucking Lords of Chaos 2 now. So
oh really?
Yeah, fucking A.
When's that coming out?
If it's not already out, then soon. It's on my list of movies to watch when I have time to sit down and like. You got to like build yourself up for a movie, because the first Lords of Chaos. Oh, not Lords of Chaos. What am I thinking of? Fucking Deathgasm. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Chaos. Fuck that movie and everything that was in it. No, Deathgasm. There's the second Deathgasm movie coming out. And it's on my list of like to have an actual sit down and appreciate fucking, you know, shit. It's like the last two Behemoth albums I haven't listened to yet, because like it took me 4 years to listen to The Satanist, just because the timing had to be fucking right.
Yeah. The,
Had
the,
to be
new-
a full
the,
moon.
the new one's not bad, man.
What was that? Sorry,
The new Behemoth is not bad.
isn't it?
One of the 3 singles is shit. The other 2 are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like hit and miss. With it's like anything, but like, good on them for still doing singles and shit. But
Yeah,
like,
man. Terrifier 3 for me this year was like the metal movie for the year. Have you guys watched the
I haven't
Terrifier
seen
series?
any of the Terrifiers,
Man,
but
you need to rectify that.
I, s-
Go watch
I-
Terrifier 2.
the Christmas one they did yet, but
Yeah.
others.
I seen that they put out Terrifier 2 on VHS, which is fucking cool
Oh, that's
because
sick.
all the collector groups were blowing up about it.
Yeah, it was they did a whole VHS box set for it, bro.
Yeah,
Sick.
which is cool.
There's a Thing 2 coming, and John Carpenter's fucking directing it,
Oh yeah.
which is gonna be fucking.
Yeah.
Or it might suck dick. I mean, like,
I
no in between.
Have any of you guys seen the new It TV series yet?
no.
No, is it worth it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've never been the biggest It fan.
Smash
Yeah.
cut 2026 wrap up. Jay, Terrifier is sick. It is shit. No, but speaking of movies, here's a small crossover here. I didn't get a chance to interview them. However, they did play at Metal in the Mountains when I performed there. And it's cool to see them in the news. Nick Cage officially recognizes Nicolas Cage Fighter as a band that he listens to. That's fucking cool.
Fucking A.
So, and he actually legitimately referenced a few of their songs, which whether him or the publicist that wrote it actually listened to some songs. So that's good. So yeah, and they actually did really good at Metal for the Mountains. They're actually a fucking sick band as well as like being in the headlines for good reasons.
Yeah.
You guys
it's
like?
good to
Sorry.
be in the headlines for a good reason and not other reasons.
Yeah. Well, I had like a 20-minute conversation last night with some dude because he's wearing a Con Air shirt about how good Nick Cage is. So it's still fresh in my mind.
I seen a dude get a portrait of that scene recently where he gets off the plane and he's like mullet flowing. Like we're going to talk about tattoos of the year. That was tattoo of the year. Like
He's got the whole world in his head.
spoke about getting a I was originally going to get Steve Buscemi tattooed on my shin with him wearing like a little girl's head as a hat driving a convertible as just like a real deep cut reference. Because like I think I watched it like 3 or 4 times before I realized how much of a psycho that fucking character is.
Yeah.
I want to get him with lipstick, but with his list behind him,
Yeah.
but then put my own names in there.
Every band you've ever played for.
Yeah. Oh no, I love my bands. There's no band that I've
No,
played
that's the
for
good
that-
list. That's
No,
what-
no. Steve Buscemi's that's his kill list, bro.
Oh yeah, but they crossed out. So they're good.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore rings him up, and he like
Yeah.
crosses happy off the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty much movies wrapped up. The last thing I wanted to close out on is because we put out episode 100. I am putting together a canvas wall print of all the thumbnails from every episode up to 100. So it'll be 10 by 10 thumbnails on one big canvas print with the Canberra Metalheads logo over the top of it on our eBay page for people to bid for if they want, but mostly just to try and get it out there. 100 episodes, it'll be like a limited edition thing. I think I'll do up a couple of them, and one of them will be available to a public. So that's going to go up by the time this episode's out. It'll be on our eBay page. I'm going to put a picture up here over the video if you haven't seen it already. And yeah, that'll be Canberra Metalheads on eBay is our eBay store. And speaking of eBay, I want to close out this show with probably my favorite eBay feedback item. Now, we sell our merch through the eBay store. I always give positive feedback for people that support the merch by buying merch. but someone gave us positive feedback, and it is a pearl. Are you ready to hear what someone wrote as feedback for our eBay store?
Do it, man. Do it.
Heavy metal is the law that keeps us all united. Free a law that shatters earth and hell. Heavy metal can't be beaten by any dynasty. We're all wizards fighting with our spell.
I don't even need to know who brought that. I already think I know who left that. Fucking good on him. That's awesome. That beats the best thing I ever got, which was like A plus 666 eBay user. And on my regular, I just brought a record off a guy, and now he's an email every week and asks if I want to buy more records.
So yeah, that's if you want to check out our eBay store, you want to check out any of this stuff, you can go to our links in the Instagram bio. But everything's just Canberra Metalheads online. You'll be able to find us. So that wraps up the episode 2025. Looking forward to next year. Already got a few gigs booked. I can see a few dates already booked between January to March. So if that's any indication how the rest of the year looks, it looks like a pretty good year.
Could be a solid year, yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning to have my new album out then. Do another year of big tours.
All right, mate. We're here to fucking promote other people's shit, all right?
I'm just telling you what I'm doing.
No, I
I
believe I already closed out the episode. It's going to have to wait till 26 for that one. No, I appreciate it. And
steal as much airtime as I can get.
No, dude, it's one of those things, and I've said this before. It's so hard to not seem like I'm promoting my mate's shit.
Yeah.
But also you don't want to be the
guy that talks about themselves all the time.
No. The problem is I don't want to do it the other way and just not promote it just because it's my mate's shit. I actually just promote good stuff that I enjoy and I think needs promotion. And it just so happens that it's mostly done by people I fucking know and respect.
Thanks, brother.
So no, you guys did. I seen you in the backroom gig earlier this year, and that was fucking great. That backroom's a good atmosphere for
good
project.
That Complexant show was pretty rad, man.
Yeah,
that fucking drummer from Complexant blows me away, man.
Yeah,
he's fucking pretty dope. He's got that dual swivel technique, but can fucking rim blast on a dime. It's fucking bad.
It's good to see a lot of good talent going through. And
they used to be called New Blood, and then before that, and what was their other band? Anyway, a whole bunch of old Sydney boys, man. It was really good catching up. I had fucking Tuckley, he's bass player. He's a wrestler dude. Fucking it was good catching up with all them dudes. I haven't seen them in years. I remember playing this show. Last time I played with them was that fucking Nuts What I Reckon.
Yeah,
it was at his and his brother's hidden venue in Sydney, the Cosmos Rock Lounge or something. And I Big Andy and Joel Penniman fucking on his shoulders and fucking just smashing everyone, and everything was fantastic.
Fuck yeah. See, that's one thing that I can tell is when I walk into a room, I can tell how good the gig's going to be as far as crowd goes by how many people I recognize. It's yeah, this is going to be sick. I've had to say hi 20 times before I even get to the bar, so this will be a good one. The other one is
there are all people you can bro down with.
Yeah. Or the other one is you go through and you're I recognize a bunch of people here, not for the right reasons, so this is going to be fucked.
My thing was, anytime I went to the basement, any black metal gig I've ever gone to, I can always tell it's going to be a good fucking black metal gig if Rabbit's there.
Yeah, man.
I'm yeah, sick. All right, this is going to be a good gig.
Yeah, dude, I will sometimes just check how many JDs are left in the fridge and I can tell whether Rabbit's been there or not. Oh, fuck yeah. But yeah, all right, well, that wraps up the episode. Thanks everyone for listening. Make sure you check out all of our shit and keep your eyes peeled for new episodes. Make sure you sub to the YouTube. Every now and then it'll just get a blast of new views on there for whatever reason. So yeah, check that out. And see you again in the next episode. Cheers.
Keep it metal, motherfuckers.